It's roughly a 2-year stash. Stuff that I picked up over the yeah, it was a little over 2 years now that I've been doing this. But in the buckets I have everything from rice, I have sugar, salt, oats, wheat, and a couple of them are full of pasta. I also have some feed corn as well. I have some chicken feed stash for the chickens upstairs. I'm working on dog food now. The boxes, these are all number 10 cans from Honeyville. And I have a couple of things of vegetables, broccoli and carrots. The rest is powdered potato flakes, milk substitute, a lot of powdered eggs. Also, I've got some, I think there's a powdered butter in there too, I'm not sure. But powdered cheese. And then one box with the freeze-dried turkey, which was, I'd probably go out and kill a deer before I buy another case of that stuff. That was over $200. But the buckets definitely do a good job protecting everything. Although I really don't have a rodent problem down here, but you know, you never know.
And this is over here is just your canned stuff?
Yeah, the protein shelf, the protein and caffeine shelf.
Nice.
This, you know, a little at a time. Like today's payday, I'm gonna go out and get maybe I don't know, a half a dozen of those canned hams and throw them up there. And the kids actually whack away at this pretty good, so you know, they're lazy. They don't want to actually make lunch. They'll come down and grab a can of stew and heat that up. But nice. I try to get as much meat as I can possibly get. You know, chicken and turkey and tuna. Well, typically for the like the chunky soups and the Progresso soups, my wife picks that up when it's on sale. A lot of times it's you know, 10 for $10, and you know, you're saving 50 to 70% when you buy it like that. We have an Aldi's nearby too, which has their food is always their canned stuff is always very cheap. The same or similar chunky soups at Aldi's are always $1.19 a can, as opposed to $1.89 or like $2.19, which the Campbell's chunky soups are from time to time. Their large cans of coffee are $4.99.
You got some ramen noodles up there, I see.
Yeah, it's mostly the kids.
Good stuff.
The kids like that to, you know, make real quick when they get home from school. I really, after I got out of the Army and I wasn't starving anymore, I stopped eating ramen. So
basically, like if you come across a nice sale on something,
absolutely, grab a case. You know,
grab a case, throw it on the shelf.
You know, every paycheck I try to put, you know, between $20 and $50 aside and just grab something.
Nice.
You know, grab extra shelves, grab a case of luncheon meat, you know, case of stews, 2 or 3 cans of coffee, and then just, you know, the next payday get something else.
Got some. These are good to have always. Got some canned hams right there.
Jack ham. That was going to be this week's purchase. Like 3 or 4 more of those, and nice. Maybe a couple of cases of ammo. I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, if you look at the stuff here, guys, you got everything's labeled with the dates on them, so you know, you kind of get an idea of
how and when to rotate it out.
When to rotate your stuff out. You know, it's a good idea to keep that in mind when you're storing and prepping.
Gives you something to do when you're drinking beer in
the
basement, hiding from the family.
Exactly. Let's have a look at some of the Mylar buckets.
Storing large quantities of food in these buckets, that's where you learn some shit. This is what the bucket's supposed to look like. Everything's sucked down into the Mylar bag. The oxygen absorber did its job. What you'd see on this bag here, there's still a ton of air left in there. It's not that the oxygen absorber didn't do its job. The moron who packed it didn't do his job. And the seal is obviously compromised someplace. So I'll show you the tools of the trade. have your bucket, your Mylar bag, whatever you're going to put in it, whatever dry contents you're going to put in there. This is my sealing base, and this is what I use to seal it. Does an excellent job. Always leave these open for a few days, at least. Just let them sit for 4 or 5 days. That way it gives it an opportunity to suck this, for the oxygen absorber to do its job. If you go slamming a lid on here and you stash it away, you're not going to know if you had a failure. That's another thing with the lids. 2 types of lids you can get is a standard 5-gallon bucket lid. Pardon me. These you typically have to cut these notches, and they're still a pain in the ass to take off. You can buy the same lids in Home Depot for $1. They don't have a rubber seal, but they are much easier going on and coming off. All I suggest you do is get a knife or something and cut this little nub off, because it'll stick you and make you bleed.
So basically with these, what would you do? Like with something like this, you just repack it?
Just going to redo the whole thing over again. You're talking, what, $3?
Right.
If you have an odd number of oxygen absorbers left over, say, you have a pack of 10 oxygen absorbers, just stash whatever's left in a small jar. Put them in there as quick as possible. Close it up tight, and they should be fine. This one, however, is not. I left these little indicator tabs in there. I don't know if you could see it on the camera. When there's no oxygen present, these little indicator tabs turn red. They're blue now, so this oxygen absorber is obviously shot.